But under Brego and Aldor, the Dunlendings were rooted out again and driven away beyond the Isen, and the Forge of Isen were guarded. Today, we narrate the life and story of Brego, the second king of Rohan. Brego is born in 2512 of the Third Age to his father, Eorl the Young. He is one of the Rohirrim, or Eorlingas as they call themselves in their country, who are a tribe of Northmen. His name is Rohanese, and it means Lord or Chief. Brego is born a prince and the heir to the kingship of Rohan, as his father is the founder of the realm and its first king. Upon Eorl's death in 2545 of the Third Age, Brego inherits the throne and rises to become Rohan's second king. Sometime during his life, he begets 3 sons, Baldor, Aldor, and Eofor. As soon as Brego's kingship begins, he adopts a policy his father had followed before him. Thus he proceeds with the migration of the Eofor from their residence in the north of Middle-earth to Calenardon, the land that had been recently granted to them by Cirion, the steward of Gondor, which would later be known as Rohan. During his reign, Brego defends the borders of Rohan against its enemies, the Dunlendings and the Easterlings. 1 year after his coronation, in 2546 of the Third Age, he manages to push back the wild men of the East, who had come from the inland sea into the world. The Easterlings had troubled Rohan before, during Brego's father Eorl's kingship. Later on, with his son Aldor, the king drives away the Dunlendings beyond the Isen River, and guard is put in the Forge of Isen. Thus the Rohirrim earned the hatred of the Dunlendings, which was not appeased until the return of the king, then far off in the future. Whenever the Rohirrim were weak or in trouble, the Dunlendings renewed their attacks. After Brego's triumph, Rohan is not attacked again for many years. While Eorl was still the ruler of Rohan, he built Alberg, a fortified town which he made the capital of his realm. At the same time, he began the building of Meduseld, also known as the Golden Hall. The whole construction is completed by Brego in 2569 of the Third Age, after which he is known as the builder of the Golden Hall. Then he makes Meduseld, the royal hall, his abode, and he designates Edoras as the new capital of the realm. After him, the kings of Rohan would follow this tradition and keep Edoras as the seat of the king. Thereafter, he and his eldest son Baldor, seeking for places of refuge in times of emergency, visit the paths of the dead, which lay near Edoras, and there they behold the king of the dead. As is told by King Theoden later, during the War of the Ring, it is said that when the Eorlingas came out of the north and passed at length up the Snowbourn, seeking strong places of refuge in time of need, Brego and his son Baldor climbed the stair of the hold, and so came before the door. On the threshold sat an old man, aged beyond guess of years. Tall and kingly he had been, but now he was withered as an old stone. Indeed, for stone they took him, for he moved not, and he said no word, until they sought to pass him by and enter, and then a voice came out of him, as it were out of the ground, and to their amaze it spoke in the western tongue. "The way is shut." Then they halted and looked at him, and saw that he lived still, but he did not look at them. The way is sad, his voice said again. It was made by those who are dead, and the dead keep it until the time comes. The way is sad. So heeding the words of the man, they turned back. Brego proceeds in making a feast to hallow the new-built golden hall of Meduseld. In that feast, Baldor takes a rash vow to tread the forbidden door in Dunharrow and is never seen again alive. The tragic and sudden loss of his son saddens Brego deeply, and the next year, in 2570 of the Third Age, he dies of grief. Thus passes a great and noble king of Rohan. Baldor's mail-clad skeleton is found centuries later by Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli, and the sons of Elrond with the rest of the Great Company when they in turn enter the paths of the dead. Here lies Baldor, son of Brego, first heir of that golden hall to which he never returned. With the death of Baldor, Brego's legacy is carried on by his other sons. Aldor, his second son, inherits the throne of Rohan from his father and turns out to be a great king and the longest reigning ruler in the history of Rohan. Through him, the line of the kings of Rohan continues, and almost 5 centuries ahead, Theoden, Eomer, and Theowyn claim descent from him. Brego's third son, Eofor, establishes himself in Alberg, the capital of Rohan before Brego's time. There Eorl had his house. It passed after Brego, son of Eorl, removed to Edoras into the hands of Eofor, third son of Brego. The fault was part of the king's lands, but Alberg remained the most convenient base for the master of the Eastmark. From Eofor would descend Eomund, the father of Eomer and Theowyn. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one on My Govanen. Namarie.